What's up, guys? It's Psychedelic Soul here. If you like the video, just give it a like, comment, or subscribe if you guys feel it. Anything would be greatly appreciated. So, this is about a crazy acid trip with my best friend in Colorado. I don't condone the use of psychedelic drugs. It's just an experience from my past, and it was really meaningful to me, and it opened my mind up a lot. So, I thought I'd share it. Pretty awesome. So I go out to Colorado to visit my best friend, and he's my best friend in the world. I love him a lot. Um, we're very spiritually connected to each other. We understand each other on just on a deeper level than language can describe, really. Um, so I go to visit him, and the plan was to drop the tabs. It's acid to drop the tabs and go on this long trail and just explore, conversate, just bond really, and see what we can learn. So that's what we did. We took them at 10 in the morning. I took three tabs. It was like 600 to 650 mics. He took four or five tabs, can't remember. So he was around like 800 micrograms. So we were on a pretty decent dose. I remember we first started to feel it about halfway to like the beginning of the trail, and uh, it was when I took off my sunglasses. I noticed a huge ass tracer already, and it was like maybe 20 or 30 minutes. I was like, whoa, kind of startled me a little bit. And I noticed just the colors were just like way brighter already, just way bright. I feel like this trip, me and my friend got to see through God's perspective. Like we got to see this world just kind of through God's perspective, is kind of how I could maybe put it into words, I guess. I got that vibe. But yeah, we just start. Once we start to feel it, we put on like Spangle, just some kind of trancey spiritual music, and we longboard around for a little bit. I remember we were just on the come up. We were just dying laughing for no reason. For like 30 minutes, we were just dying laughing, and like to the point where I could not control it at all. And it was pretty funny. So after we got our laughs out, we we stopped to smoke a bowl. We get off our boards and we just go on the sidewalk and smoke a bowl. It's kind of sketchy, but we're kind of in the middle of nowhere, to be honest. And I remember as we were smoking the bowl, this roly poly, the little roly polies. One of them was like walking by us, and we just start like talking about the roly poly and like comparing ourselves like to the roly poly, just having like trippy ass conversation about what the life of a roly poly would be like, like compared to us. And that I don't know, we were tripping pretty hard, and we thought it was interesting. I don't know. So after we talked about the roly poly and smoked a bowl, which made it more intense, by the way, that's when we really started to get on another level, just mentally. Like we're already really connected because we understand each other on that deeper level, and we're the only ones who really understand each other. Um, After that, we get back on the longboards, and this is when the telepathy really started to take place. I remember I would look at him, and I would just ask something in my mind. I didn't even think about it; it just happened. And I was like, "Can you hear me right now?" And he responded back, "Yes," in his mind, and he also nodded back to me. And then from that point on, we didn't even talk to each other a lot of the trip. Um, so we were just talking to each other using telepathy, and for about 30 45 minutes we were just doing that, and I would follow him, then sometimes he would let me get in front, he would follow me on the longboards, and we did that all the way up to the point where we were meditating side by side, which was a real bonding experience for sure. I would We were closing our eyes for a while, and I remember the closed eye visuals were just out of this world. Just I was really out of my mind, and I even slightly left my body um, when I was closing my eyes. The universe kind of sucked me in, and then kind of spit me back out. I don't really know how to explain it very well, but just very geometric and very structured visuals. I got the vibes like geometric, like machinery, kind of. When I close my eyes, I don't know really how to describe it so much. Very beautiful, nonetheless. Um, so after we meditated, we got back up and we were just having this deep ass conversation on this dock by this lake, and we could just see. I mean, I don't know about him. I could see just the energy of the lake and the water just like kind of rushing and flowing, and oh, it was so beautiful. Like words can only go so far to how beautiful it was. So I just let that sink in for a little bit. I was just staring. I could not stop staring at this beautiful lake, and we were just talking about like our afterlife views, like what we think's gonna happen, just like real deep conversation, and that was really nice. After that, we oh man, this was weird. So I had planned to see that this girl that I had feelings for before, like 2 years ago. I planned to see her, and I realized there was no other time to see her because this was like one of my last days already. And so my friend, he's like, let's just invite her, like mid trip. Let's just invite her over. So we invite her, or he invites her. I told him it was not a good idea. I was uncomfortable because we left off on really weird terms before. So it was already weird. But I was also tripping really hard. So it was like weird vibes. So she eventually comes. She brings her longboard and stuff. She brings a friend too that I've never met in my life. Um, so that was really intense. She comes over. We longboard for a little bit. We kind of catch up, and but it was just weird catching up. It wasn't like we picked up, where we left off and just everything was great. I was tripping really hard. I was getting very uncomfortable. Um, it was very strange. They smoked a bowl. They offered some hash, and I was like, no, I don't need any hash right now. I am just tripping out of my mind. And at this point, it started to get really cold, and the temperature didn't affect me at all for some reason. Like I was out of my mind a little bit, and I just couldn't feel temperature whatsoever. Um, for some reason, I don't know how that works, but I remember just like my brain would send signals like I don't even know how to explain it really. My brain would send signals to kind of like my astral body and just to tell me that it's cold and to like put a jacket on. And so that's how I knew that when my body was cold. It's really hard to explain. But yeah, that was really weird. She eventually left, and the weird vibes kind of. Oh no, she gave us a ride. That's what she did. She gave us a ride to the Walmart afterwards because we were just so exhausted after this trip on all levels. We were so exhausted. Um, she gave us a ride to the Walmart so our friend could pick us up over there because he lived over there. And in the car was really intense. I get like claustrophobic, like trip claustrophobic, like when I'm tripping in a small space. It's hard to explain, but I get very uncomfortable. So I had to roll the windows down like a dog and stick my head out just to feel a little bit of comfortability, or so to say. Um, but yeah, we came down and it was about a 14-hour trip. It started to get pretty cold at the end, so my friend wanted to go inside. So friend picked us up and we watched Black Jesus on the come down, and that was really weird because I had never even seen an episode. I don't recommend it. It is, I don't know, it's really weird. But yeah, that's pretty much the trip. I tried getting the more important stuff in there. So yeah, uh, so yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys like it. Uh, peace and love, and thank you guys.